Hello and welcome. In this video, you will learn how to print and cut Valentine's cards on a Cricut Maker. These Valentine's cards are created from SVG files designed to be cut on an electronic cutting machine. There are 4 different cards, an envelope, and a bookmark design in the SVG bundle. Click on the blog post in the description below this video for a complete supply list and to learn more about this project. There are also over 70 other craft projects available in the free library at heartfillspaces.com. This video will walk you through opening the SVG files in Cricut Design Space, then preparing them to print and cut, along with assembling the cards. To learn how to create these cards in Silhouette Studio, click on the link in the description below. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to share a few important tips that will help you enjoy this craft a bit more. The patterns in this project are intricate designs. When cutting this portion of the design, use a 65-pound smooth, high-quality cardstock with a light grip cutting mat. I also recommend you condition a new mat to reduce the stickiness. You can do this by pressing the mat to a pillowcase or other low-lint fabric repeatedly. For mats already conditioned, ensure that they are clean, free of debris, and still sticky enough to hold your project in place. It's also important to use a new, sharp cutting blade when cutting intricate designs. Now let's head over to Cricut Design Space and begin our project. We're going to go ahead and upload the Valentine's Day cards into Cricut Design Space, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you how to set them up for print and cut. So the first step is we're going to choose Upload on the left-hand side, then we're going to choose Upload Image, Browse, and now we're on our computer and we're going to go ahead and find the files where we save them to. Once we've selected the file, we're going to choose Upload. Then you're going to choose the file on the left hand side, and then we're going to choose Add to Canvas. Once the file comes into the software, we're going to want to right click on it and choose On Group, and then we're going to need to click on each individual one of these and choose On Group as well. This is going to open these files up so that we can move the words around and make any changes we'd like to. So once everything is ungrouped, you can see here that these card backings with the sayings on them are the ones that are going to be print and cut. I've only put 2 card backings here on the canvas, and we have 2 additional cards here. This card front would go with this card here, and then this card backing would go with both this card and this card as well. So once we get this set, we're going to go ahead and duplicate this layer and just drag it under here so that we have everything set up to make 4 cards. I'm going to show you that here in a minute, but first we need to take these 4 print and cut cards and we need to change the background on these to white so that when we print, this pink color doesn't print out. So what we're going to do is we're going to select that layer, and then we're going to go up here under Operation, and we're going to choose that little pink box, and then we're going to choose white as the color. And you can see that changed the background color to white on this. So we're going to repeat that step for each of these 4 card backings. Now you can change these however you want these other ones. As long as you load in the right color cardstock, you'll be fine when you're cutting. This is most important when you're doing print and cut. Now at this point, we're also going to want to set up the colors in our file for how we want them to print. So for example, this Love is Patient, Kind and True card, I'm going to want this one to print out in a red color. So I would select the word love, and then I would come up here as well, and I would change that to this nice red color. You can see that it changed the word love to red. And now we're going to want to match this red up with one of our cardstock colors. And so in order to do that, what you can do is pre-plan out your cardstock, and then you would select the word and then go up here, and you can go down here to Advanced, and here you can move this around and make this color a little deeper, a little lighter, according to however your cardstock is. If you need to change the color, you can do that here, and then again you can move it around here to get the exact tone and saturation of the color that you're looking for. But for me, my cardstock is something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this color. So I like this color, and I'm going to just select it, and then I'm going to click off of it, and now you can see that the word love is that color. So now that we've changed our word love, I'm going to go ahead and change the hearts to match it as well. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to select the red. I'm going to come over here, and then I'm going to select the red, and I want this middle piece to be white. So I'm going to go ahead and change that as well. And then this last one is also going to be red. This is if you have a choice to either put these red hearts behind here, or you could just put this red strip behind here. So I'm also going to choose that as red, so that when we go to cut, we know what color cardstock for each of these. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on the color for the Happy Valentine's Day card. And you know what? I'm really liking that red, so I'm going to choose that one again. Choose that red. And I think for the Happy Valentine's Day, this is going to be white. And then for the Happy Valentine's Day, I made these the red color. I'm going to go red, and then we're going to change this one to red as well. That's good for that. Now for the bookmark, you can choose your cardstock colors for this as well. I made a pink bookmark, and I also made a red bookmark. So since we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and do that as well so that you can see how I did this. So this is the background for your bookmark, and this is the next layer up. So the back layer of the hearts is this one. This is the middle layer of the hearts. This is going to be white. And this is the top layer of the hearts. I'm going to cut that out of red cardstock as well. Now let's go back over here. Now this Love Is card, I think I'm going to make this one kind of a salmon color, and I'm going to go ahead and make both of my words that color as well. So I'm going to click on the love. Then I'm going to go and see what I can find here. Like, I kind of like this, but it's not quite dark enough. So I'm going to go a little darker, too dark. That's pretty close to what I'm looking for. And if you're not sure about this, go ahead and grab your cardstock and hold it up to near your screen so that you can really kind of choose the right color for this. I think I'm gonna go right about there for this one. Got my salmon color there, and then I also want these hearts to match that color. So I'm gonna select that, and then I'm gonna select that salmon color again. So you can see those match. And then the Love Always card, I think I'm going to go pink on this card. So I'm going to go ahead and change my word love to kind of a nice pink. So I like this pink here. And then I'm going to go here and I'm going to change, let's see, I want this one to match the word. So we'll go ahead and choose that. And then this background, I kind of want this to be on a little darker cardstock. Something like that I think looks good. So again, these are going to be your cardstock colors, so you're just going to want to kind of match these up to whatever your cardstock is. And then the envelope, I was printing the envelope on a white, lighter weight paper, so I'm just going to change that to white. I'm going to go white with that. And then the flap for this one, I'm going to do like a red. So that's going to go under here, under these little hearts here, so that you can see the red through the envelope. So I think that's good for all of my colors. If I zoom out, you can see what I did here on my canvas. And I would probably change this backing to white as well. You just want to match it to whatever cardstock you're going to be cutting it out of. So I feel good about this. All of my colors are set. And now I'm going to go ahead and go in and change the score lines on each of these. I'm going to choose the score line. There's one on this card backing, and I'm going to choose score. You can see that change to a dash line, and then I'm going to choose this one here as well in this card backing, and I'm going to choose score, and when you click off of it you can see the dash line appears, and then the last score line is get right on that rectangle in the middle, and then we're going to choose score again. Now normally here I would go and attach these, but before we do that I want to flatten the print and cut items. We're going to go ahead and drag over these print and cut. You want to select the words and the card backing, because all of this is being printed. And then we're going to go up under operation and we're going to change it to print and cut. And then once we do that, so you have everything still selected on that card backing, we're going to go to the bottom of the layers panel and we're going to flatten it. You can see the image is flattened and it's set for print and cut. Now we're going to do that again for this card here. Make sure you select everything on the card, and we're going to change the operation to print and cut, and then we're going to select flatten. And we're also going to do it for this card as well. And select everything there. We're going to choose print and cut, and then we're going to do flatten. Now, so see this one here has a score line. We don't want to select the score line. We want to choose everything but the score line. So I'm going to avoid the score line, select everything, and then I'm going to choose print and cut. And then I'm going to also choose flatten. And you can see the score line disappeared, and that's because this layer came to the top. And so with it still selected, we're going to go up here to arrange, and we're going to do send to back. And now you can see that score line showed. So now we're going to go ahead and attach all of the score lines. If you don't attach the score lines, they're going to be floating around on their own when you go to make this. So it's really important that you come back here and you attach them. So we're going to drag over the card backing and the score line, and then we're going to go to the bottom of the layers panel and we're going to choose attach. And we're going to do that for all 3 of the score lines. We'll do that right now, and then I'll show you what other step we need to make. Okay, so we're getting really close to being able to print this, but we need 2 more card backings for these 2 heart cards. So we're just going to select this one, and if you hold your Option key down on a Mac or your Alt key on a PC, and then you left click on this card backing and drag, it's going to automatically create a duplicate layer for you. Now the other way to do this is while it's selected, you can come over into the layers panel, and at the top the very middle icon is duplicate, so you can also do it that way, and then it'll pop up another one for you. So now these cards that were duplicated, we're not going to want those to do the print and cut, and so what we're going to do is we're going to bring them down. I'm going to select it and then do detach. I'm going to do the same thing for the other one, detach. And then I'm going to click on it and I'm going to do unflatten. I'll do that for the other one too, unflatten. And then we can go ahead and delete the words out of these. And then we're going to select it, and we're going to go up here where it says under Operation Print and Cut, and we're going to change it back to Basic Cut. We'll do the same thing for this one. And change it back to Basic Cut. I'm going to go ahead and change these to white because I'm planning to cut them out of white cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight them both, and I'm going to do attach so that that score line stays stuck nicely together. So you can't see that here too well, but these are the heart shapes on the edge of these cards that are going to line up nicely with the heart shapes on these cards. Okay, so these patterned files here, they are intricate cuts, and I have found that it's better if you cut from the back side of these, and that leaves the surface, the face side of these, nice and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these. So what we're going to do is we're going to select it, and we're going to go up here to the flip feature up here at the top, and if you choose that little arrow next to it, I'm just going to flip side to side. Okay, so I'm turning these backwards so that when we cut them, they come out much cleaner on the side that we want to show. So we'll go ahead and do that one, and then we'll do this one as well. We're going to go over here to the top right corner, and we're going to choose Make It. I'm going to do on Matte and confirm. So this top card, it's going to print then cut, then we're going to score, and then we're going to cut it. Print then cut. Again, here is the next one, there's the next one, and there's the last one there. Now all of these have been designed to be cut out of 8.5 by 11 paper, and it looks like that came in correctly. These all came in, but see down here we're not on 8.5 by 11. Now that's fine if you want to work on 12 by 12 cardstock, you're fine, you can leave this as is. But I am working with all 8.5 by 11 paper, so when I change this, Cricut will automatically kick them on multiple mats. And I can tell as I scroll down through here, these are all 8.5 by 11. Now I want to change the red to 8.5 by 11. And then lastly, we'll change this pink color again to 8.5 by 11. So we're going to look through these and make sure everything has been changed. And now wherever you want to start is the one, like if we leave it on here, when we click continue, it's going to start cutting with this one. So I don't want that. I want to start with my print and cut. So I'm going to select this top one, and then I'm going to click continue. And now you can see here it's giving me the option to send this to the printer. So I'm going to choose send to printer. And this is my printer that I'm using, and I'm going to leave the bleed on, and I'm going to choose print. Because we're going to be cutting some intricate cuts out of these, I am going to choose cardstock for intricate cuts because I don't want to forget later on to change it when we get to some of those very detailed cuts. And then I'm going to choose more under pressure. Here, now we want to go get our print and cut item off of the printer. We want to go ahead and load it on a light grip mat. And then we're going to go ahead and load that mat in our machine. Then we're going to hit the go button, and as you can see here, it's going to read the lines around our print and cut so that it knows exactly where to cut the image. And don't worry, it's going to cut this card so that those black lines don't show. I forgot to load my scoring wheel, and that needs to go in first, so I loaded my scoring wheel. It's going to score, then I'm going to switch out with my fine point blade, and it's going to go ahead and cut out the card now. Then we're going to unload, and now you can see that it cut inside of the black lines, so they're not going to show on our project. And I'm going to remove the excess, and then I'm going to flip my mat over and remove the card upside down so that I don't bend the cardstock on the card. And there we have it. Now we're going to go through each of these mats, printing them out on our printer, and then going through those repeated steps of loading them in the cutting machine and cutting them out. Each of these mats have specific instructions on them. When you get down to mat 5, you're done with the print and cut, then you're going to start to just score and cut. And you'll work your way all the way down through each of these mats, and then I'll meet you back here and go through the assembly process with you. We're starting with this Love is Patient and Kind and True, Just Like You card. And we're going to start out with all the different pieces. This is the rectangle backing I'm using, and then I have the front panel and the back rectangle to go behind the hearts. So I'm going to add some glue, and then I'm going to go ahead and press the red panel behind the front backing so that those red hearts really stand out. Then I'm going to add some glue to my card backing and press that panel on top. I'm going to roll it with a brayer just to secure it into place. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my patterns to the hearts. So we're going to bring in a scrap piece of paper and add some glue to the back of these hearts. We're going to dab it off onto a scrap sheet of paper and then press the patterns into place. I'm going to roll it with my brayer to secure everything down nicely. And then we're going to go ahead and use the border hearts and add glue to them. We're going to press those into place with our brayer. And that is it. That is the first card all completed. I'm using precision craft glue here with this project if you are wanting to know what kind of adhesive I'm using. Now we're going to work on the envelope for the card. So we are going to go ahead and fold all along the score lines. I'm using a scraper tool just to kind of press those score lines in to get a nice clean fold. I'm going to work my way all around the perimeter of the card. And then we're going to take this bottom flap and we're going to add a line of glue to the left and the right side, and we're going to press it into place to close the envelope. Now we're going to take our colored panel, we're going to add some glue to the envelope flap, and we're going to press the colored panel into place on that flap. And now we have a matching envelope to our card. Now we're going to work on the Love Always card. These go together in a very similar way. So there's the front panel, the card backing, and the patterns. So we're going to add some glue to the back of the front panel behind the patterns. And we're going to take off the excess glue. And now we're going to go ahead and press the solid hearts behind the pattern. We're going to roll it into place with our brayer. And now we're going to put the border over the front of our card. So we're testing to make sure the border's in the right direction. And then we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of glue all around these hearts. We're going to remove the excess glue. And now we're going to press our border hearts into place. Then the last step for this card is to fold the card backing. I fold it in both directions to get a nice crisp fold on the card. And now we're going to line up that front panel, add some glue, and we're going to press it into place. And then we're going to use our brayer just to make sure everything's nice and secure. And that completes our second card. And then here's a cute envelope that I've made to go with this one. Now we're going to do the Love Is card. And we're going to grab our backing, our front panel, and our border hearts. So we're going to fold the backing in both directions. And we're going to add our border hearts onto the front card, again making sure putting the glue on the right side of the border. We're going to press them into place on the front panel of the card. And now we're going to add some glue to the back of that front panel, and we're going to press it into our card backing. And that's the completion of our third card. In the last card, the Happy Valentine's Day card, we have our card backing and then of course our pattern hearts. So we're checking to make sure that we're putting the glue on the right side of the pattern. We're going to add the glue on. Then we're going to tap off the excess glue on our scrap paper. And we're going to press it into place on our solid background heart. Now we're going to take the border hearts and we're going to add some glue to those. We're going to take the extra glue off on our scrap paper. And then we're going to press it into place. Now we're going to fold our card backing in both directions using our scraper tool to make a crisp fold. We're going to add some glue to the back of our pattern and we're going to put them in place. And that's our fourth card. Now we're going to work on the bookmark. So the bookmark has 4 pieces and we're going to add some glue to the back of the pattern piece. Dab it off. Add it to the back of the solid heart strip. And now we're going to take our perimeter piece and we're going to add some glue to that. And then we're going to press it into place. Now we're going to add some glue to the back of the heart patterns and we're going to line them up on our bookmark backing and we're going to press that into place. And then I've just used some embroidery floss here to create the little tassel on my bookmark, so I just cut them all to the same length. And then I tie a knot. And then I trim the edges so that it lines up nicely. So that's it. That is all of the cards and the bookmarks in this bundle. Hopefully this video helped you gain a better understanding of print and cut with Cricut. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you'd like to find more creative projects like this one, you can visit heartfilledspaces.com. And please like and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see if I can continue to put more helpful videos out there for you.